Igbo and the Igbo people in Nigeria, people even in government and people in politics and people from different tribes. And the best answer to a fool is silence, but also for you to know that silence have also caused a lot of falsehood and lies and deceptions about Igbo people in Nigeria, which have continued to suffer the people of the Igbo origin. And in solidarity, that we encourage you to know who you are and to return yourself to God, who is your God and your Maker and your King, the only one that you knew before you became unfaithful and adulterous nation. And from there, bad things started happening for you to return to your God and one and only true God that you knew, your ancestors knew before paganism came into your nation, because that will keep you. And remember to ask your leaders, to counter whatever falsehood that is being propagated by those that make you a scapegoat, to challenge it with facts and evidence and provide evidence in the social media, for there are enough people there, people of goodwill from all nations and all tribes, that are going to take that information in order to counter whatever lie that is being propagated against you, not to be smeared or be drawn into tribal slum. And for that reason, generalize and blemish the entire other tribes instead of individuals who themselves are bigoted by the corruption of their own mind and the wicked and evil things, to continue to sow discord among the nations of that country. To remember to stay focused on the Lord's demand, for the hand of the Lord is upon that nation. The demand for a change of heart and the change of attitude in the things that you do, starting with yourself, rejection of bribery and corruption, and rejection of all those things that are foreign. If you know who you are, and I know there is no indigenous tribe in Nigeria that is known to live like the way that the people live as a country today. Not a single tribe, and I doubt if there is any tribe in Africa that is that way, or even in other nations of the world. But those that, for the sake of corruption, have continued to harm the word of the Lord will be fulfilled, as he has said, citing the book of Ezekiel and chapter 34, and we shall see at the end where and what the Lord is going to do. And my last verse to you today. And do you remember there was a time in Buhari administration? Now I'll tell you a little bit of story to give you a point of reference, so that you will know, so that you believe based on the things that the sign and the wonder the Lord has shown you, that indeed there is God and God is real. There was a time Buhari administration planned to launch an attack on the southeast. So rather than face the terrorists that is in the north that have destroyed and killed and ravaged all the things that are in the north, that are in their business. It's all about corruption and the things they are stealing and taking away and creating mayhem and insecurity to make the place hostile and create a pathway for their partners abroad and those that are plundering the resources in Nigeria, whom they know and identify and help as security for those foreigners and those people that are not supposed to be there, those that are searching for the um, rich mineral resources, rare minerals, and things that is all belong to the people of where they are. So, but I remember that time, in order to divert attention, and they wanted to shift the focus in the insecurity of the southeast as a pretext in order to launch another whatever their dance that they normally call. And the state of the nation, the country was palpable for those of members of our church in Nigeria. And then when you called me and you told me of what was happening, which was prophesied even before then, also, and I told you not to be afraid because our God is great and God is wonderful. And as they've already deployed all their armored tanks with the support of the foreign nations behind them, to who you are good at burying bad things and looking the other way in order to for their common good. And I told you not to worry about it, that the God that we serve is a God that answered by fire. He is a God that says what he says and do as he says, and is a great and mighty warrior. Y poderoso en la batalla. And what happened, if you remember, I'm not sure which day, and I'm not sure if it's in the news, but those that follow our ministry and those of our members of our church in Nigeria, you know. And then you know yourself and knew what happened. But I know that day, and I told you, when you see what you see, don't be afraid, because you will see the power of the summoning. The wind of the Spirit will come and raise dust and stones from the ground and pebbles and strike the people, those in the southeast, until they will now know whether they want to move ahead. And then if they move ahead, they see the hand of God at work. For the power of the Lord will come down and he will demonstrate that he is God. And on that particular faithful day, as they have played, and to make sure that I put the particular event to a place, the Deputy Inspector General of Police died during that particular time, in that particular day, maybe a day before the incident happened. But you will remember and recollect the windstorm that came, the summoning of the wind of the Spirit that came and brought fear into all, followed by the thunder called upon the heavens, and the clouds of the angels thundered from heaven, and they summoning the power of God in the thunder that they never heard before in the history of the African nations